Please be upstanding for a new recording of Things We Like.
Hi everybody!
Hello!
Welcome to Things We Like. It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. It's we've not really had a decent. Well, I've not been party to a decent Things We Like. I think.
I thought the last one you did was Things We Like.
Didn't we do the last one we did was like? Oh shit! Yeah, that
I mean,
one.
by the time this episode goes out, an episode of Stuff Sucks will have gone out.
I think
before
it's because
but
also we did that one that went a bit weird, where it was Stuff Sucks that went into Things We Like as well. And
it's what happens when I'm not here to corral your natures.
did you enjoy that?
It was good, yeah. Yeah. I'm Jan, by the way.
I'm Alf.
And Spoon.
Yeah, I did enjoy listening to the podcast as a punter, and cracking off with the first thing that I do like is I got married, and that was amazing.
Yeah, we discussed this, but I think it's totally worthy of a groom's perspective.
A groom's perspective. The whole day went pretty goddamn quick,
Yeah.
I must say, but it was quality. Getting to have a big kick-ass party with all your friends and family is not something to be missed. Even if you're not planning on getting married, tell everyone you are, because they'll all turn up for the party.
That's actually a pretty good way of doing a party. You don't have to pay for any of the other wedding bollocks. You could just literally just pay for loads of booze and alcohol and food.
Yeah.
Booze and alcohol and food. Yeah, that sounds right actually. And just in your skips. All right, guys.
Hey, you're all really well dressed for this, but I'm not getting married, but we're having a party! Yay!
Yay.
So
Did you all bring your own drinks?
Yeah. Well, I still am expecting the presents. I must say. But no, it was fucking amazing.
It was an absolutely cracking day. That's probably the best wedding I've ever been to.
It's the best wedding I've ever been to. I don't really like weddings.
Yeah.
So,
Well done. You got your own right.
yeah. It was cute.
I liked the ridiculousness of the speaker setup. The
Yeah.
unnecessarily large speakers.
They
that we
were
had.
beastly.
I proper got to crank them the next day when not so many people were about. It was it was a good sound system.
I was particularly pleased when Andrew WK came on when the fireworks were going off, because when it's time to party, Andrew WK will always party hard.
He will. And does.
He's a legend. I want to be his friend.
Fireworks were pretty cool as well.
Yeah, they were good fireworks. Some of them were a bit danger close.
Very much so for me. We were about 2 metres away from him. Which is not what it says to be, but I tend to not listen to that, but some of them sounded like heavy ordnance.
I was concerned as well when I noticed that Eric was lying along firework,
Yes. Yeah.
which just seems dangerous.
Yeah.
I'd also like to thank Eric for providing 90% of the entertainment for my wedding, because he was hilarious.
On form.
Yeah.
Really good. On
He's-
form.
he was dressed perfectly, he acted perfectly, he kissed the most men, and it was great.
It really was. I had an interesting conversation with him about it because he doesn't remember the last 2 hours. I think it was sort of like an hour before you went home and the hour afterwards. He doesn't really remember any of that when he was spitting gold.
Yeah, he was on top form.
But yeah, cracking autopilot that one. I think we've discussed this before on a podcast. But yeah, he really does have a good autopilot.
And then I honeymooned in Amsterdam.
It's a good place to go.
And listened to the podcast on a lovely boat.
It was good.
It was good. It was epic. I went to some cool shit in Amsterdam. I went to a science museum. It was amazing. I went to an art museum. I have no appreciation for art, but it was amazing.
The thing that I probably the thing that I will try hardest to try and do out of the things that you did in Amsterdam is the glow in the dark crazy
Golf. It was the craziest golf I've played.
that sounds well good fun, especially while high.
Yeah, especially if you've got
Which
3D
got-
glasses on as well, because it's very disorientating when you're not high. So I can only imagine what it would be like when you are.
I'm going to segue a little bit because it's kind of prompted me into a thing that I liked. I watched... I'm going to go for the broad thing. I quite like Click, the BBC tech show.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the Adam Sandler atrocious film.
No. I quite like Click, the tech show, and they had a special about the E3
Oh yeah, the big game show.
Games Con thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a massive comeback of virtual reality, like headset.
As Ella Coulter would say, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Well, yeah, they have been there for you, but they're kind of trying to push a bit more stuff behind it now.
Like that Oculus Rift stuff.
Yeah,
Looks fucking beastie.
that's the shit that they were looking at. It does look cool. Like, what was quite cool is they let the guy on Click use the what's the word I'm looking for? The developers have got like a little game. They said it's not really a game they're necessarily trying to put out to play. It's the Street Luge, but it was like a good thing for them to get to grips with how to.
Yeah. Something to show how it all works.
So the guy was saying, yeah, it's like you lie down in a beanbag, and you've got the headset on, and obviously you just move your head to move between the cars and stuff, and move yourself down the road. He's like, it's really like it gets proper submersive. Like when you move your hand, you expect to see it appear on the screen. Like you're like, oh, you're like, that looks really good fun. I can't believe they're not even using that as a proper developers game. That's as a proper
That does
game.
sound
Like,
pretty fun.
yeah.
It's kind of odd the way. Is it Facebook owns the Oculus Rift?
Yeah, they've just bought it. Yeah,
And it's not. The way it started isn't. Probably should have said this on an episode of Stuff Sucks.
Yeah, but you think like, what have Facebook got going that is gonna really well implement that technology? Unless they're branching out onto something completely new. But
I was just thinking more about how it started through like a fan-based donation scheme.
yeah, it was a Kickstarter, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was a Kickstarter. Or that's how it was funded.
Mm.
And then it was like less than 2 years later they sold it for millions of dollars to
It's good for
Facebook.
Kickstarter.
Well, it seems like an odd thing that all these fans have invested loads of money into you,
Yeah.
like
And now they've lost
making
it.
this, and now
They won't get anything back from it because yeah.
I don't know, isn't that sort of the nature of it as well, though?
I think with a lot of these things, like they never would get past the initial stages without crowdsourced funding.
Yeah.
Like that Cards Against Humanity is a Kickstarter, I think.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's a cracking game.
it is a cracking
Love
game.
that. I'm
So-
sure you've talked about it because you did a special thing with it.
We
didn't
did.
you?
We played it.
Yeah, I wasn't here for that, but I have played it since coming back, and it's 8. I'm hoping you're going to bring it.
I've got it in my bag,
Oh, fucking A.
so I'll have it tonight.
Good. I still would like to make. I would still like to make an add-on pack called Eric.
Called Eric, yeah. And just for the really ultra offensive things.
Mm.
Yeah, sounds dangerous.
Mm.
But with that Oculus Rift stuff as well, there's people who've developed these crazy shoes. There's like 2 little like traction pads on the floor with shoes with grooves in that plug into it. So once they get that sorted, you'll be able to walk in a fully immersive game as well. Because that's what sucks about Kinect. Because they've got like 3D mocap stuff, and you can do loads of stuff with your hands and your head. It knows where you're going, but you can't walk because it's all based on standing on the spot. All you can do is you put one leg in front of the other, and you'll start walking forwards. And it's just a bit of a dopey mechanism for a game.
Yeah, I think that's almost impossible to rectify. I think like the easiest start thing will be presumably like positions. I mean, even with the footwear stuff, it's like you will step forward, put your foot forward, and that is walking forward. You put your foot back, you'll walk back, or whatever. You'll have to, you'll be able to crouch down, or
Yeah.
there'll be a position to step to the right. But even that's not, it'll be ace when it's like, I don't know, how do they do that in Star Trek? You know what I mean? In the holosuites, there's a limited amount of space, but they run. You know what I mean? I don't. It's more complicated than my.
What you don't see in Star Trek is what's actually going on. Is they're just like lying on the floor having like
a mild seizure. That'd be ace. Yeah. Cool stuff.
Yeah, it was cool. And I like Click. That was the original shout out, not to Oculus Rift even, but just I like that show.
I think what's great about current technology is that it is replicating the stuff that I saw on sci-fi shows in my youth. Like, it's like I'm living in the future.
Yeah, it really is. Like that kind of do the 50-year jump. You know what I mean? Go back 50 years from then. It's like, I don't know, those two jumps are huge.
Hell yeah.
Like, really are the sort of the fantasy. Like, look at like Metropolis, like one of the earliest movies. Like, there's Google powers to self-driving cars. You know what I mean? Like, well, all right, no, they're not on the road yet, but in another 50 years, that's totally believable that we're going to be at that point. Like,
yeah,
it's just crazy.
Even stuff now, they've got like Iron Man shit, like drag and drop 3D virtual screens. Like, they're getting towards that stuff for real, and that's cool.
Fuck that, they're getting close to being able to do fucking Iron Man suits.
Well, yeah, I would like to be first in the queue for when they start giving those out for free.
It's like combine nuclear sub captain and a fighter jet pilot. Those are the sort of qualifications you're going to get. You're going to have to be the sort of rank you're going to have to be to ever step into one of them suits. I don't know, there might be black market ones available.
Yeah, there might be. Did you know that there are elves living in Iceland?
I was informed of this by someone recently, but not in any detail.
Well, the reason it's come up and it's been in the news recently is because they've been building a highway in Iceland, and they have agreed to redirect the highway for like a 2-mile stretch because of local concerns that it will go through an elf church. Because they think that elves live there.
Fair play.
Well, yeah, I think it's kind of cool. And like the Minister for Transport guy is like, I'd like to put one thing out in the open first. I don't believe in elves, but we are spending a lot of money to remove a 70-ton rock and redirect a road because of the country's belief in folklore. Right, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I hope that elves really are living in Iceland.
I hope they are too. I hope trolls are really living in Norway.
They're not like Santa's elves. They're about the same height as us.
They're more like Lord of the Ring elves.
Yeah, a bit closer to that. Yeah, I think so.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer them as neighbours than the Father Christmas elves. They're too jolly.
Pretty industrious though.
Yeah, that's true. But how would you ever get a job in the North Pole? That's why there's no jobs, because of the elves. The elves will work longer and harder than any normal human.
No one's applying good enough entrepreneurial skills to that situation, because there's uses for humans in elf workshop.
Reaching things from the high shop.
That's definitely up there, but not the only thing that they could do.
Supervise.
Supervise the elves. I think they might take an affront to that.
Facilities management.
Yeah.
I imagine Mrs. Claus does a lot of that.
Caretakers.
Yeah, janitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's loads of things that they could do.
Thinking we should just accept that they can work better than we can and make it our job to make them work harder.
Yeah, exploit them properly.
Yeah.
These people are making toys, or they could be making munitions.
Who says they're not?
Oh, indeed.
That's where they've gone.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, Christmas is going downhill. We don't get toys off centre anymore because they're all building warheads.
Yeah. Good hands for the detailed work. Anything you've liked this week?
Fargo.
Oh shit, yeah man, that's cool shit.
TV
I've
series.
still not seen
Yeah.
the end. I think I've got 2 or 3 episodes left.
I've seen the end.
Is it
The
good?
end's pretty awesome.
Do you reckon that we're getting another series?
I'd say so.
It's won a fuck ton of awards at the Television Critics Awards this week, so that's cool. Yeah, it's really good. Have you seen any of it?
I've not seen any of it. Is it? Has it got anything to do with the film?
Yes.
Yes.
Originally,
In that it's
originally I thought it didn't, but it exists in the same world, and the basic plot follows on somewhat from the events of the film as well.
so it's not like that. It's just set in Fargo.
No, and it has none of the same characters, as far as I know.
It's none of the same characters. in
None
it.
of the same characters.
But it's supposedly set in that universe.
In the
That's
same
really
universe,
that's
yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen it. It's what sort of style is it though?
That's what I was going to say. It's thematically, it's very much the same.
Ah, okay.
Fargo.
It's got the same music, the
And,
same type of music as well. It's shot very similarly. The same kind of character development, like slow burn, real people, dark shit.
Yeah. The same kind of like plot developments you'd find in like Coen Brothers films in general, of just like coincidence happening at crucial points and things like that happen a lot.
Okay, yeah,
Certainly
I should
in
definitely
Fargo,
watch. How many?
the film.
Is it a short run?
10 episodes.
Yeah, I should give it a watch.
Yeah, and it's got a pretty beastly cast as well. Billy Bob Thornton is pretty damn cool in it.
Yeah.
Martin Freeman's great.
I think Martin Freeman's excellent in it.
Is it
And it's
Coen-
not necessarily the role.
Yeah, I
He
wouldn't have
always
pegged
plays.
him as being good at it, but he is very good. Lady Cop, she's really good.
She is, I don't know her name.
I don't know her
Maybe
name.
Alison Thomason or something like that. Maybe
Maybe
that's someone else.
Yeah, it's got Colin Hanks in it.
He's probably
He's alright.
not the greatest member of the cast.
Bob Odenkirk, Saul from Breaking Bad, he's in it. He's really good.
He was someone who I worried about doing other things as well, but he's very good in it.
Is it got any involvement from the Coen Brothers then?
It's got their blessing and their production, but
Right.
they've not written it, and as far as I know, they didn't direct any of it.
It's quite odd, really, the way it's like that, because
It's like
there's a lot of
basically
like homage to the original
Yeah,
film. in it as
exactly.
well.
letting a fan fiction writer have a crack at making a TV series.
Yeah, very, very similar. It's not the first time they've made a Fargo TV show.
Yeah.
They had Edie Falco from The Sopranos playing Marge Gunderson in like a straight from the end of Fargo TV series. But apparently it wasn't very
bizarre
good.
That's
Cancelled straight after pilot or
it
something.
seems like quite a bizarre choice of something to do that with. You know what I mean? If a film was going to turn into a TV series, I don't know if Fargo would be that high up on the list.
I don't think so. I think especially now with the whole rise of the anti-hero that we've seen in a lot of big American dramas and British dramas as well. It just seems like a good time, and if someone's got a good idea, why not? It's definitely worked this time.
Yeah, I definitely have to give that a watch.
You shall. So yeah, they've won big at the Television Critics Awards, and Matthew McConaughey won Best Actor for
True Detective.
True Detective, beat out Bryan Cranston
Well, it's a fucking good performance to be fair.
and Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Would Billy Bob Thornton from Fargo be in the same category?
I'm not sure. I'm sure he could get a nom for it, but yeah, he's
Well deserved though, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
Excellent in it.
I
definitely.
really couldn't imagine anyone else doing it as well. Like not being just. I don't think anyone else could have carried off the weird stuff.
Mhm.
Like all the action and him being a proper cop and that's fine. But the weird bits, like he totally made that.
I wasn't like a fan of
Alright,
him
alright,
particularly
alright.
before
I
I
think
saw
he's
that.
seriously underrated though. Like he got pigeonholed as the pretty boy and kind
Yeah.
of put in a lot of pretty boy movies, didn't he?
That's
But-
right. But if that's
He
where
has
the
also
work was, you can't knock him
No,
for
no,
taking
no,
it.
At the same time, he has also been bad in a lot of things, so like we shouldn't just forget.
Jump on the gravy train.
Yeah. Like, he was brilliant in True Detective, and I've not seen the film he won an Oscar for, but apparently he's amazing in that.
Yeah,
as
I've
well.
not seen that.
I've
either.
not seen that.
But have you ever seen A Time to Kill?
Yeah,
He sucks dick in that
you
film.
think so?
Yeah.
I thought he was alright in that.
I think most people who were in that film were pretty poor though, except Samuel L. Jackson. delivering possibly his angriest line ever.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. I like Samuel Jackson.
I like Samuel Jackson. Do you see that the advert he did for the Democrats in the last?
Yeah, they
thing?
get out and vote. Yeah,
wake the fuck up.
Yeah, that was good. That was pretty hard hitting.
Yep.
But arguably it needs to be. I wish there was more efforts to combat voter apathy, but not by politicians.
Yeah. If anything, the actions of politicians are more likely to increase a sense of apathy in me as a voter.
Yeah, I think, people who, we have this whole thing about, people who have got a large voice, people who make a lot of connections to people, have a responsibility, and, that makes them do more charity work and things like that. Well, if these people are voices, and I'm not saying it should just be any celebrity, you know what I mean? It's like, there's some people whose opinions I don't want necessarily to be impacting on that, but there are plenty of clever people out there that perhaps should be, putting their voice behind the issues they care about and suggesting to.
That's what's
people
also like Angelina Jolie. She's been out and about with the whole let's actually consider rape a crime people thing, which she doesn't have to come out and say these things, spend all this money campaigning. Like, she's doing it off her own back, and good on her.
More of this.
Yeah.
But I also would like a bit more when they do that about issues, also to say the voter apathy line. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all well and good saying care about something, but if you're not saying this is a way for you to voice that concern, then it's just lost in a way. I don't know how that equates to anything remotely close to things we like, but it's been said.
We like it when people who can do their bit.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Yeah, that's what Things We Like is all about.
We
Finding
like voting. Democracy.
Heavy hitting aspects like rape is real and vote, and also the erotic noise of eating fruit.
I've got a raspberry here. Hang on. I'm not going to do it as well as Jim did the other day, but I'll give it a go. Here we go. It's going in. That was delicious.
Yeah, just a little bit more for anyone who missed or enjoyed last time's Things We Like, the sounds of eating fruit.
That's a tart one I just got as well. Maybe pull a face.
I have been. I saw some things on the internet which made me investigate some ridiculous headlines that I found around the internet recently, such as this article. It's only a small article. It's not like the rest of them. Woman finds a hat in a tree.
Wow,
that's the headline. Yeah. A hat has been found up a tree in Bilton. The woolen head garment, which is red and has a bobble, was discovered on Tuesday by Bilton Lane resident Sharon Bromance, 43. I could hardly believe my eyes when I saw it up there, she said. I got it down with a stick and put it on a fence post. That's the whole of her quote for the whole article. The owner now has until April 10th to reclaim the hat, after which it will be destroyed. That is newsworthy. I love that.
It'll be destroyed.
It'll be destroyed, yeah.
It won't be given to a charity shop.
No, destroyed.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I also found a selection of like bigger headlines, such as this one, which I assume is from a Newport paper. Newport man grows huge tomato. As you can see, that's not just a headline. That's the billboard outside a shop.
Yeah, but that's somebody with a sense of humour.
Maybe. Police admit biggest ever cocaine haul is dental powder. It's the word admit that makes that one for me. It's like they've been trying to say that it was cocaine for ages, and now they've gone, oh, actually, it was dental powder. Man tasered after laundry basket standoff. Police called in over killer goldfish. That's from the East Grinstead Courier and Observer.
Wow.
Killer
Yeah,
goldfish.
these are just newsstand operators with a good sense of humour, I'm sure.
Bishop Stortford, toy shop owner, throws a tantrum.
Oh,
A tantrum.
That's pretty good.
Hillhead woman wants to open her bathroom window. Again, a lot of these, they might actually be newsworthy underneath, but that headline is just ridiculous.
What sums up this story?
Puddle splash victim vows revenge.
Wow.
It's going to be hard when it comes. This one is a block of 3 from the Argus. I have no idea which part of the country it's from, but it begins...
From the Argus?
The Argus, that's the name of the paper.
Alright.
Student attacked by seagull is the first headline.
Wow.
And then obviously on a different day, on another board outside the newsagents, seagull attacked by student. And then finally, the end of the trilogy, angry seagulls strike back. The personal favourite of mine that I found is from Jersey, I believe, and it's fugitive sausage dog causes mayhem. It's like,
What the...
fugitive. There's the adjectives that make that one. He's a fugitive. He's done something wrong. He's on the run. Now he's causing mayhem. It's like a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
So if all the news that we got was just like that, I'd love to live in that world. If that's all we had to talk about, those are the most noteworthy things.
That would be a great world, yeah.
No war, no death, no nothing. Just
weird hat shit.
sausage dog causes mayhem. Hat found in tree. Puddle splash victim vows revenge. I'd love to live in a world like that.
That puddle splash victim's got legs as well. You know, that's a story you could follow for a while.
Yeah, definitely. Like it could just, much like the seagulls, it could just keep on building into a massive crescendo.
Oh, it'd be ace if that escalated into a full conflict with the seagulls.
National Guard brought in to defend town from seagulls.
No, UN peacekeepers sent in to, to sue for peace, I guess.
Yeah.
Between,
UN feels
students.
seagulls have weapons of mass destruction. We're going in to look at their nests.
And the students, don't forget about them on the other side.
Yeah, that's true. It's difficult to tell if they had weapons of mass destruction.
No, it's so hard to say who started it now.
Yeah, the animosity has gone on for so long between the students and seagulls. The students are like, we hate seagulls, and the seagulls are like, well, we hate the educated, and yeah.
I mean, it's like 6th generation of students now involved in it. Well, because they only ever stay for 3 years. You know what I mean? It's just got a fast turnaround.
Yeah, they just pass it on to the freshers each year.
Yeah. And then they totally lost it. It's like the monkeys with the banana experiment. But nobody knows why. But every year, out on the beaches, storming the gulls. So, yeah, that's a pretty good one. I did have a collection actually of like I do that. I used to do that on my old phone. I've not really done it on this one. I've not seen anything spectacular enough. But like I had the BBC app, and yeah, just the way they shortened some of the headlines for the app. Some of them were fucking priceless. Like there was one like police knocks out horse or something, and it was just not remotely like what that suggested at all.
But again, you do get things like it's an absolutely horrendous article, but the way they've condensed that headline makes it seem hilarious.
Yeah. This is often the case.
Bad news.
Again, this is like, I think we discussed it, like the kind of day-to-day effects where you get people in these jobs that are fans of that kind of comedy.
Indeed. That's we're running out of time. So, has anyone got just a quick thing they like?
Raspberries.
Raspberries.
Love them.
Love them.
Like them.
Okay, cool. I like pulled pork. Yesterday, I had pulled pork and sweet potato mash and coleslaw for me tea, and I had pulled pork in little pastry parcels for lunch. It was a day of pulled pork deliciousness, so I like pulled pork.
Good shout.
I like that I'm going to Amsterdam in a week.
In a week?
Today.
Wow.
Oh. I like that too. I like it more if I was coming as well.
I like that too, but wrong weekend really, innit?
Oh yeah.
It's Glastonbury.
I know, I can't go to Glastonbury this year.
I get to be there for ages. Woo!
Woo.
I'm gonna be there for like 3 weeks or something.
I will have a great time watching it on my television set at home.
I'm gonna have a great time watching you on my television set at home.
Right, and on that note, I've been Jan.
I've been Alf.
I've been Spoon.
And, yeah,
This has been
things we like. Come back next week. If you want to get in touch with us, please do at thingswelike@hotmail.com.